Hello, Pisces. Welcome to your reading with me, Cindy. How are you, my fishy little friends? I hope you're doing well. And I meant that in the best way. I love fish, especially goldfish. They're really pretty. Anyways, so Pisces, I'm going to do a reading for you. I don't know what the topic is going to be about yet, although pre-shuffle with my energy oracle deck, which has been happening. Well, it did happen yesterday. And so I shuffled and said, okay, is there anything kind of energetically in the pre-shuffle to give me an idea about Pisces? And so then the third chakra came out, and then underneath you had the first chakra. So I thought, oh, it almost feels like just like really grounding your confidence somehow. So really grounding your confidence. I like that. So that was the pre-shuffle. So anyways, what we're going to do, I am going to go to my energy oracle deck. No way! How is that possible? Because I continued shuffling after that, and the third chakra is on the bottom. And look at the first chakra, but it's reversed. So you're working on that. You're working on grounding your confidence. So maybe your confidence feels like it's a little bit up and down lately, or it depends on the situation or the scenario. That's kind of cool. So we are going to use the energy oracle deck just to shuffle it out live on camera and see what the universe, what your guides want to talk to you about in this reading, what the topic's going to be about. And then once we get that topic, I'm going to look at all my tarot cards and kind of pick out what feels like an appropriate card for the topic. So I haven't pre-shuffled the tarot deck yet because it could, it kind of can go with what the theme is. Like some decks go better with others, or I just, once I feel the theme, I gravitate to something. So let's see where we go with this, Pisces. Feeling very theatrical with you today. Da, 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 dee, dee, dee. Maybe you're going to be performing, and so you are trying to get your confidence on stage, like grounded on stage, your confidence. All right. What is the topic of discussion that the universe would like to have with Pisces? Healer. Wow, you're getting two. Okay. Oh, healer of the ages and woman holding a heart. Well, it definitely has something to do with healing a heart space here. It could be healing a relationship between you and some... Wow, I'm hearing mother for some of you. So maybe there's something that you need to heal here between you and your mother. Well, being asked to. It's something to look at here. I'm hearing mother, but I'm going to keep going. I mean, it's not going to be everybody's mother. But definitely in terms of, too, how you mother yourself, how you mother those around you. Healing this. What is at the bottom? The world, closing off a cycle. There's something here. It's almost as if, I wonder if it's connected to that third chakra, like your confidence. Maybe you're always confident in certain situations, but the minute you're in front of your mom or your dad or an older sibling, you feel like this big again. You could be the CEO of a Fortune 2000, 1000, what do they call those? One of those places. You're like on top of the world. Then you go home for Thanksgiving or Christmas or Easter. You always feel this small again with your parents or your older siblings. Interesting. Interesting how this is coming through. So I feel like the idea with the world card is that you are closing off some sort of a healing cycle. But now this is the last thing here. Could be something to do with self-love for yourself. Could be a creative way of looking at love and expression. Healing that, maybe just expressing yourself in a very unique way. I just always see this as very, very flamboyant and theatrical. So it's just not, it's not subtle. There we go. This is not a subtle energy with the woman holding a heart. So healing that, maybe you come off very subtle in with your emotions. Maybe you've over time just tried to protect them a little more than what you could for yourself. Finishing a healing cycle, but there's something here to be addressed with woman holding a heart. So let's see what that is. Which deck shall it be, Magical Tarot? Oh, really? I have not used that deck in a long time. I don't even remember what it's called. Because people always want to know these things. I can't see, the box is blocked. I don't know. It's beautiful. Anyways, it reminds me of kind of an Art Deco deck, which is one of my most favorite art periods. Furniture, clothing, everything. I love that time period. All right, so let's get this deck shuffled up for you here. Oh, yeah, I'm out of practice with this. One more. One more for good luck, right, Pisces? One more. Healer of the Ages. Okay, as I said that, Queen of Swords. Wow. This could have something to do, again, with like a motherly figure. It could have something to do, well, now I feel like opening up your heart. There's a bit here about opening up your heart. Or maybe you've been cutting some things out. It's really interesting, though, because the Queen of Swords herself is, out of all of the queens in the tarot deck, she is noted as the divorcee. So she's a divorcee, divorcee, what you would call a guy. But just somebody who's been through relationships. You've been through some hard knocks. You've been through a lot of different experiences with people. And you look at things clearly. You don't necessarily lead with your heart in situations because that's burned this archetype in the past. So there could be something about that. So maybe you've been in sort of a cycle like that where you've had to be very careful with, I want to say, how you share your emotions, how you share yourself with others, because you've been in a cycle of, in some level, protection. And, you know, do you cut this out? Do you make things very, very clear? You need to be factual here. Let's not mix up shit. So, okay. And then what's this woman holding a heart energy? Woman holding a heart. Woman holding a heart. Oh, that's a lot to talk about. Oh, boy. All right, well. Oh, there's that Three of Swords, which could be associated with the Queen of Swords. Oh my God. Okay, you go over there. Woman holding a heart. We got a lot to talk about here. Wow, there is a lot to talk about. I see you proceeding into some sort of new environment. There's grapes there. So I don't know. That's kind of cute. There's grapes there. So maybe there's be wine down the road. There'll be snacks, healthy snacks down the road. You've got the Hanged Man, the Four of Pentacles, the Three of Swords. Let's just stop right there for a second, okay? Let's just stop right there for a second. These two energies in themselves, the Hanged Man is a self-imposed reversal of thinking, a self-imposed whoop, full stop. What's really going on here, right, with the Hanged Man? And then you add the Four of Pentacles to it. It's not only a full stop, but I feel like you put like those, what are they called? Are they chalks? What is those? Those big black things that go in front of like transport trucks and things so they don't roll. This thing is not going, this train is not leaving the station. We're going to stay right here for quite some time. But now we're the Three of Swords. So this is quite, I want to say, likely a painful ending or some such event in your life outside of the energy that I'm pulling in here now. This is giving me a bit of an indication, kind of a lead up to it. Healer of the Ages with Queen of Swords. But now, so there's definitely been some heartache here and like all systems stop. Which isn't necessarily, I don't really think that's necessarily a bad thing, because it doesn't really look like this is the kind of energy where I'm going to go out drinking with my friends. I'm going to pretend that I'm not really hurting. I'm going to distract myself with other things and not really look at the main problem here. There's a lot of looking at, a lot of trying to look at things differently, I would say, with the Hanged Man, because this isn't the Hermit card. So there's not so much self-reflection involved with what I'm picking up here. Although then we get a little bit of stubborn. I would call this stubborn. There could be something about how you see the world is based upon how you've been hurt. How you see the world is based on how you've been hurt in the past or how you're hurting now. And not easily deviating from this. It's like you see things differently. So I don't know how you saw things prior to this Healer of the Ages and Queen of Swords. But this is sort of like, you know, the world can hurt. The world can hurt you. The people that should care about you the most could hurt you. There's a lot of hurt that can happen here. So now, I want to come over here. Then you have the Tower, the High Priestess, and the Five of Cups. I kind of feel like you had like some sort of a major awakening that took place during some sort of painful event here. And I'm getting that because the Tower is followed by the High Priestess. So it's almost like some sort of deep knowing occurs. Like you actually really do see things in a very different way. And I'm getting like this eye at the top of the tower, like kind of that all-seeing and all-knowing. Once you see it, you can't unsee it. Once you know it, you can't unknow it. Unless you get dementia, which I hope you don't. It's true. And then look, like this is sad, this is disappointing. This is, and almost in a way, it kind of reconfirms on some level for you emotionally what you've witnessed or what you've seen or what you've come to understand. But you have the Ten of Pentacles over here. This is something. This is something that I feel like you're going towards. It might, for some of you, be some kind of, no, because Pisces too. Pisces is the dreamer. Pisces is the poet. Pisces, like, you know, the Pisces is that energy that can take the beauty from the universe. You can download it all and you can do wonderful things with it. Like you can have hope in what the world is around us, you know, outside of all of the trauma and drama and everything that occurs and the wrongdoings. But it's almost as if like, to what extent? Where does this go? It almost feels a bit like the beauty of Pisces being like bruised and battered and grounding yourself a little bit here with the Ten of Pentacles. There's abundance. There is real abundance here. There's real, it's almost like coming out of the clouds and getting a reality check some here along the way. But it's a really harsh reality check is what I would describe this. And maybe focusing more on things that you feel like you have control over. That make sense. That make logical sense. It sort of reminds me of someone who maybe in their youth, if you needed to build a fence in your yard, you didn't necessarily pick the wood that was the most practical or long-lasting or disease and insect repellent. You went with what was the most paintable because you wanted to paint a mural on it. But over time, you kind of realize it's a lot of work maintaining that mural. Every year I got to go out and I have to kind of lightly sand off the varnish and reapply varnish, and the wood isn't lasting so long. You know what I mean? Like that's almost what this kind of feels like. And then going, you know what? I'm going to get myself a solid oak fence, and then I'm going to stain it. I'm going to stain it with something that nothing can penetrate. What's at the bottom? Ace of Swords, Knight of Wands. Well, now that's an interesting energy. Definitely something that you've become aware of. But it excites you? So does it have something to do with the Ten of Pentacles? It may not be something that feels like it was any part of any other dreams that you had. This is a lot of emotional stuff. And this is not so emotional. We can be really practical here. We can build on this. We can create a good foundation. We can have logic incorporated that we're building. There could be like a legacy here. Being really driven by something. Something that you see and understand, or that you've come to know. I want to go into another deck and clarify some of this. Let's start at the beginning. Queen of Swords. Yes, you want to go there. Queen of Swords with Healer of the Ages. Queen of Swords with Healer of the Ages. Seven of Swords. Oh, look at Seven of Swords, Ten of Cups. It's like you're kind of in some level here eluding emotional fulfillment. Because emotional fulfillment, though, does come from our heart. And that sort of organ has been hurt or damaged or bruised. So yeah, this is what your spirit guides want to talk to you about. They want to talk to you about this. Healing that, not running away from emotional experience. Because this is, there's no emotion here. It's Ten of Pentacles. It's pretty good. You know, it's a good place. It's a solid place. It's a comfortable place. It's a safe place. You're eluding your own emotional happiness or fulfillment, possibly. I know it's hard. I'm just giving the advice because it is as if Spirit is saying, yeah, we know you fell down a few times and you got hurt. You got to get up again. The Hanged Man. The Hanged Man. This is really seen, the Strength card. I want to, okay, I'm going to pull out each one of these because they're all connected. The Four of Pentacles. The Magician. The Three of Swords. The Five of Wands. Look at this, conflicts. Okay. You've learned something here about standing back and observing. It almost has the feeling of giving people room. Giving people room, giving people space, giving situations room and space to unfold and see what that becomes. And you've seen it. You've seen the conflict here. But it's kind of like, well, you're not putting yourself into it with this energy. And the Four of Pentacles with the Magician, like kind of keeping your energy secure to yourself. So that, I want to say on some level that you're not involved in these heartbreak things. So kind of learned your lessons in some way. Maybe in terms of how you share your ideas, how you share your dreams, how you share your fantasies, how you share your visions, how you try to work with others in that. I mean, it might not just be a romantic sense. It could just be friendships, family, work. But definitely there's, you've gained some sort of, I would say self-control or deep inner strength here by really watching what's going on outside of you and letting just things unfold. And then perhaps even watching the conflict of others And this is painful. I mean, maybe this, if you're older and your children are involved in something, it's kind of the point where they either won't take your advice, or you realize like it doesn't matter how much advice you give them, they're still going to do these things, and they're still going to have to learn their own lessons the hard way. So there's a lot of different ways this could come through, but I see you as being more of an observer at this point. Now, this part here, the Tower, the High Priestess, and the Five of Cups. The Tower. The Ten of Pentacles. The Seven of Wands. Defending something here that's showing up in the future. The High Priestess. Wow. The Wheel of Fortune and the Four of Pentacles, right? The Four of Pentacles is all engaged over here with watching things unfold. It's a little bit like, you know, give somebody an inch, see if they take that mile. This is a very mysterious energy, I would say, with the High Priestess, the Wheel of Fortune, and the Four of Pentacles. Definitely getting your heels dug in. And you just know. I could not explain it any other way, but you just know that this is the way to go. You could be defending like something that you've already built in your life, something that you've already invested in your life. The Five of Cups. Okay, so I do want to say the way things are coming out is that the only thing left here, yes, is something physical, and it could be monetary, like it could be a business that you've created. It could be your actual home. It could be your finances. There's a lot of things that this Ten of Pentacles could be, but I see you here defending it. But this is a Tower moment. So I don't know if you're having to do something drastic or big, but with the High Priestess and the Wheel of Fortune and the Four of Pentacles, holy shit, like this is a big energy sitting behind it. But at this point, emotions are like, is there any reason anymore? The emotional part, because this is disappointing. The emotional part is extremely disappointing. Then look at, you have the Knight of Pentacles with the Eight of Cups. So there we go, being very practical, moving forward, step by step. Your emotions are not included in this. Interesting. Very interesting. So, right, okay, there's the clarity and like being very passionate. I would kind of link that to what I see with the High Priestess, the Wheel of Fortune, and the Four of Pentacles. This is some sort of deep knowing that really no one could explain. You just know that perhaps there's something that you need to do right now. There's something that you need to defend. And you're immovable in it. You've been preparing, whether you realized it at the time or not, but you're now kind of in a way taking what you've learned and you're incorporating it with what your gut's telling you. That could be another thing too with the third chakra, with going with your gut here. Getting ready to plant your feet, maybe? The Ten of Pentacles. This 10 of the Hanged Man. This stuff is all connected. I don't know what this is for you, but it almost feels like you're involved in something where this is not the time to get your emotions involved. You know, if you kind of look at a doctor too. If you were a doctor and you had to unfortunately give somebody bad news regarding their health, you can't be emotional like I couldn't do it. I'd just be a sobbing mess. But like doctors can do that. They would be very clinical and they would tell the person straight up, you have 3 to 6 months, because you can't give somebody false promises. That person has the right to know that they've got 3 to 6 months. This is the fact. We've got to move straight ahead with this fact. Ace of Swords, Knight of Wands. You need to be right there in it. Because there are practical things that need to be considered, right? This person may need to start closing things off. Maybe there's relationships that they need to reconnect. Like, there's a lot of things that somebody might need to do when they say you've got 3 to 6 months. There you go. It's just like, okay. But, so where was I going with that? Yeah, because it just feels like this here, this, I don't know, like this is a very dynamic, creative part of you, but I don't feel like it's showing up in some sort of situation right now. But whatever this 10 of Pentacles thing is, once it does, look at this, the Hanged Man, once you can see whatever it is you've been watching for, look at, you get the Queen of Cups and the Star. Your heart is healed, but it can't be involved right now. It can't come out and play. Shit needs to be serious. Woman holding a heart. Tell us about that. Woman holding a heart. Look at you. Yeah, look at you. You are very nurturing, very sweet, very kind. You have a lot to give. You can create a lot of stability. But right now, I don't know. Don't mess with, I was going to say don't mess with Pisces. It definitely is. Look at this. I even feel like on some level, like, right, that doctor doesn't really want to have to do that. That's not something that they would really hope for in their practice, that I have to go in and I've got to give this person this bad news. But look at the 9 of Swords and the Knight of Wands. Needing to drive forward with something. A very interesting energy for you, Pisces. I don't know, you know, I think water signs can be pretty good at turning it on and off. Kind of like fire signs. You can turn that on and off. I don't think air signs can turn it off, though. I think they can turn their minds off. I think that's a tough one. So, okay, Pisces, my dear friends, I'm going to go do the extended for you. I think in this one, we are going to ask about advice and outcomes for you, and kind of just go with the flow in it too as well. All right, there we go. Thank you so much, Pisces. Until next time, do be gentle with yourselves. Bye.